globalization is the spread of trade, transportation, and communication systems in order to promote international trade. If you can see, the definition of economic globalization is almost similar to the definition of globalization. And when we are talking about economic globalization, there are two different types of economies: the protectionism and trade liberalization. Protectionism is protecting one's economy from foreign competition by creating trade barriers. It is a strategy adopted by some countries to assist their own industries by a high tax on imported goods or restricting imports in some other way, while trade liberalization is reducing trade barriers to make international trade easier between countries. Trade liberalization entails a country lowering import taxes, relaxing import tariffs, and eliminating other types of protectionism. One goal of liberalization is to make an economy more open to trade and investment, allowing it to participate more directly in the regional and global economies. These trades usually use tariffs. Tariffs are trade barriers between specific countries or geographical areas that take the form of unusually high taxes paid by a government on imports or occasionally exports for the goals of protection, support of the balance of payments, or revenue generation. There are some examples of economic globalization. First, the growth of multinational companies is one of the most significant examples of economic globalization. Companies like Coca-Cola, Jollibee, and McDonald's have expanded abroad, creating jobs and driving economic growth in the nations where they operate. These corporations have also resulted in increasing cultural exchange and Western culture adoption in many parts of the world. Those companies have been able to develop their businesses by taking advantage of cheaper labor costs and access to new markets. Another example is the business process outsourcing (BPO), where businesses outsource their non-core functions to third-party service providers located in different countries. BPO has become a significant industry in the past few decades, and many companies have adopted this approach to save costs and increase efficiency. It has led to the growth of the service industry in developing countries, leading to increased employment opportunities and economic growth. BPO has also led to the transfer of knowledge and technology, allowing developing countries to increase their productivity and compete in the global market. Economic globalization has some advantages. Some advantages of economic globalization are expansion of global markets and international trade, the rise of multinational companies, and job opportunities. Expansion of global markets and international trade. Global markets and international trade allow each country to expand and increase their market and access to various goods and services that are not available in other countries. Because of this, other countries meet the needs of other countries when it comes to shortages of goods and services or supply and demand. Through this, a country is better known because of the goods and services they provide, and more the economy will also increase when demand is higher. Next is the rise of multinational companies. Most businesses benefit from the global economy because of the global economy. Emerging companies have the opportunity to compete with large and emerging companies because economic globalization opens up many opportunities and changes for new markets. Some examples of this are the companies of Apple, Nike, and Amazon, which are now known not only in America but also in different countries, and continue to be known in the market. Because of economic globalization, they had the opportunity to outsource their companies worldwide. Due to economic globalization, it has become an instrument to further expand different companies. Next is job opportunities. Economic globalization affects the number of jobs available in different countries. Once the country's economy grows, the number of consumers also increases, and also the demand for products and services. And because of this, it leads to an increase in production and job opportunities. By all means, when a country outsources their company to another country, it will need workers to run their company. job opportunities will certainly increase because of this. Now that we talk about the advantages of economic globalization, let's tackle the disadvantages of economic globalization that we may encounter. Some disadvantages of economic globalization are increased competition, environmental degradation, and loss of sovereignty. Increased competition. Increased competition can be beneficial for consumers and businesses. It can also have negative consequences, particularly for less developed or less competitive countries. For example, as companies move production to lower-cost countries, domestic industries may suffer job losses and decrease economic growth. This can be particularly challenging for developing countries that lack the infrastructure and resources to compete with more developed nations. Next is environmental degradation, the pursuit of economic growth and profits in a globalized economy can lead to environmental degradation, including pollution, deforestation, and climate change. As companies seek to minimize costs and maximize profits, they may prioritize short-term economic gain over long-term environmental sustainability. Furthermore, increased trade and transportation can lead to higher levels of greenhouse gas emissions and pollution. The last one is loss of sovereignty. As countries become more integrated into the global economy, they may have to cede some of their sovereignty to international institutions or corporations. For example, trade agreements may limit a country's ability to impose certain regulations or tariffs on imported goods. This can limit a country's ability to pursue policies that are in the best interest of its citizens and may result in social and political unrest. And that are some examples of the advantages and disadvantages of economic globalization that we may encounter. In conclusion, economic globalization has impacted our world. It increased economic growth and development in many countries. It allows different countries to share ideas, culture, and perspectives that led to greater understanding and appreciation of different countries. It also led to improve the quality and innovation of the world.